we don't have, and we should have, because the kids use it, and they'll have carbon monoxide in there, so I'll move a little faster getting that installed over there. Because this office, this gets used a lot, and we have all these records, we have to move everything out of here.
Maps,
So-
everything, and everything from that room has to be moved in here. So the locks that are on the two doors, the two offices will need to be changed, because no one can have access to that, because those are our records.
Okay.
When you say the rec center, you're talking about the old cop shop?
Right.
For how long?
Until next summer, like just before, it
Is
should
it
be.
gonna interfere with rec?
No, it should be done before rec starts.
Okay,
Because
the front of the building, when you go into the right-hand side, there's an office
Right.
with a door. And we could put a padlock on the door, have whatever put on there, it doesn't matter. As long as, you know, the clerk has the key for it. But it is, or change the locks, I don't even know how old the locks are on there, but we just changed the doors, so I'll call Buxton Key in, have them meet with the clerk, they can go over and change the door lock. That room,
Won't hold everything that's over there, so we have to use
no,
that
there's one
room
more
and the
room.
one in the back. If you're facing the building, the one all the way to the left, when you walk in, go all the way down,
Where
where the shower is.
shower,
But I went
Oh.
in there with Scott.
that has 3 doors on it. That has a door from the garage, it has an outside door, and it has an inside door.
No, upstairs,
Oh,
not downstairs,
the
upstairs.
one upstairs has the furnace in it.
Right.
I honestly haven't, I mean, I've been,
I'm fine with that one.
I would love to
The
see it.
smoke detectors are going in there anyways, and the carbon monoxide, so those two.
do you have time tonight that we can go over and see what you're talking about? Or it's tonight, Dad?
No, I don't,
Right there.
the building's heated. I'll
Is
just-
there
I'll
electricity
call-
over there? Can we turn the lights on?
Yeah, it's on, we just winterize it. That has a front window in it. Which one, both of them? That's fine. The front windows. All right, I'll have to tell them to put a temporary alarm in. Can't remember. I know there's no smoke detectors, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, those 2 front offices are fine, because I can have Tony move all the toys and stuff out of that front one. The other one sits empty anyways. The downstairs has too many doors. All right, and that's fine. Okay,
And
so,
there is a records grant consultant that will be working on purging the records. So when he starts, he can start with the grant first, just so you know that.
so we need to learn.
And he can work over there.
It's heated, the water's on, the electric's on, we don't show that. I don't want to it. Alarm. Smoke. New keys.
Pat White's scheduled to start construction on the second week of January. I believe it's actually it might be the first week of January, so January
Okay,
7th.
I'll call Buxton tomorrow.
January
Have them
7th?
set an
Yes.
appointment.
Is that the actual date or is it just the week
It's that week of, he said it's not gonna take him long, he's only installing drop ceiling and lighting.
Okay. So the majority of the time will be going through the records and
Right,
purging?
right. And
All
then
right.
that's gonna take a few months.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the locks and the alarms in right now. Get it done with. Okay,
Yeah, the sooner we get it taken care of.
I just talked to the alarm guy today. So that was just smart than the other stuff in there, because we don't have anything over there. And we don't have smoke detectors over at the state troopers either. Okay, all right, what else? Jason, what do you got?
Good.
Nothing.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. 2 things. One, they're doing a drainage down there, and it's held way up, which has nothing to do with you. They
Yeah,
didn't order the pipes, they didn't order the DIs, they didn't order anything.
right.
So it's gonna be way longer than anybody thinks. Second of all, I met with Boston Fire Company, they're gonna clean out their piping up there. We're gonna clean out the ditch from their property down to where the new drainage is, to stop help the flooding, because it's so filled with shale. Here's the problem.
So when I talked to Erie County Soil and Water, they suggested that Boston needs to increase that culvert.
That's not our culvert, that's the.
I know
front.
it's, so I'm gonna talk to them and see if there's anything that we can do.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
okay, I've been talking to them, and they're gonna clean it out, but that's up to them. The ditch is what you gotta look at. We need Mark Gaston from Erie County Water and Erosion to give us a one-time permit to clean that shell out of it, okay?
okay.
I met with Bob up there a few times. He's got
Mark
some-
didn't have his cards on him when I spoke with him, so can you either email me his contact information?
Dawn can give it to you, yeah.
Okay,
Tell him we need a one-time permit to clean the shell out of there. It's a protected stream,
right, cause it's tributary.
it's a tributary. We were gonna just clean it, but Bob thought the proper way to do it was go straighten it out, 3 feet wide. I wanna get what Mark Gaston says from Erie County Water and Erosion. Or,
So it was Mark that I was talking about with the whole culvert thing too,
yeah,
I mean. it's-
talk to Mark, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he said he could possibly give us a one-time permit.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to him about it. He said that we should be looking at, the one above the fire company, but,
Bob changed them out a few years ago, I think he made them, those ones that are, I forgot the name of that street near George's.
yeah, not how.
He changed them out. The problem with that creek is everybody's stuff washed down. It's-
From, yeah.
It's gotta go in and clean, there's car parts in there, there's motors in there, there's fridges in there, we gotta clean it out. So, I don't have a
Washing
pro,
machine.
and when you talk to him, tell him, we just wanna pick the garbage out. Okay, of that stream.
Garbage and shale.
No, shale from the end of Boston Fire Company to where they're
Okay.
putting the road in. Everything above the Boston Fire Company, we're just gonna clean the brush out that's hanging there and pull the garbage out. Okay? See if you can contact him soon, so I can get some bids on it and get it done with.
Yeah, if I can
You
get.
know, and that will help, because its stream is so filled up that we need a little bit, we need a 3 foot of shale cleaned out of there. I also been talking to a guy, Jason, see if you can talk to, conservation. He wants to do a hunting course here.
Okay, you're, well, conservation, CAC meeting?
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, you brought that up at the last meeting.
Yep. Let me see where I got it. And then he wants to know in the next few weeks, to figure out location and times, not sure if he needs permission to do classes at the town property, which he would,
Right.
but we can
Just
run
like
it.
a thought use facility.
Yeah, we can run it through them. We haven't had a hunting course here in years and years and years and years.
Okay, yeah, what's his name?
His name is Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you Ryan's phone number. But they can do up to, he can do up to 20, but he can bring in extra instructors to do, 50 kids.
Okay.
They do it all for free. They don't get paid anything, you don't have to pay anything to do the course. It's a 1-day course, 8 hours here, and he could do the regular hunting course, and then he can go, get together with them and then do bow course too. Which would be a nice thing to have in the town, because any of them you find are pretty far out and they fill up really fast.
Okay.
Don't they cost sometimes too?
Depends, it's like, a lot of those classes, it's discretionary up to the person who's actually hosting the event.
I think back when I did mine, I had to pay.
Yeah. Well,
However many millions of years that was ago.
you,
You don't need to find his number?
462-7561. And that's his cell phone.
462-7651.
7561.
7561.
Yeah, just don't care about that.
Yeah.
That's his cell. But he'd like to, my kids just took it with him. And I said it would be a great thing, we'll go through conservation. The other thing we had, the vets dinner, I got some pictures and stuff. We had about 250 vets that showed up. their spouses, was a nice dinner there, very appreciative. They've been sending in cards and stuff and thank you letters. Mr. Mills showed up, did a nice speech, and presented the town with a proclamation that we put together with the picture of the vets celebrating 200 years, hanging up in the town hall. Turned out really, really well. They were very appreciative of the town board and putting it together, so, which was a nice function. Bob's gonna be late. They're all set for plowing. The foaming was done down there. Turned out well. Roof inspection went great. Roof's all done, sealed. We're done with all that, so we're good. Now we just have 2 more sections to look at, ripping down the old insulation and foaming that next, just to finish the building going right down. The electrical's on its way of getting all done down there. All the problems we had from the labor board that was written up down there for some of the electrical plugs, so we just changed all the plugs in the building, switches. Some of the lights are being changed to the LED lights. We had the old vapor lights down there.
Right.
Just bringing it up to what it is. The salt bar needs some repair too. The header on the front was falling down, so we got that fixed. It was all rotted and collapsing, so I got Pat White down there, and
Right, now, do we have to call on the labor board to verify that we got everything fixed?
she'll come back through, she'll meet with me again.
So we don't get automatically fined or something like
Yeah,
that?
I walked through it with her when she was down there and went above and beyond even what she wrote up, some other things that we have to change. So it's going well. I think we should be done with all the electrical over there. The electrical at the squad though, I gotta change some of that around too, because every time something blows a breaker in parks, it blows it in squad, so I gotta separate the services. So that's gonna be separated too while we got them here, and get that done. We're starting Christmas lights this week, putting them up, they're starting with the town hall, and they got all the big ones, they went through them, they're all tested, ready to go, so we start putting them out too. You know, so, we're good to go. And then, what do you got, Michael?
Are we still keeping the Christmas decorations out in the security fund, even though it passed away?
Yeah, she wanted
Yeah, she's
wanted
down
us to,
Okay.
she wanted us to keep them there.
Yeah, the only other thing which I didn't want to bring up during executive session is that the town still has two major matters pending. One is Dana Darling's, the second half of his development on Boston State Road. The first half was the rental units that he had, and the other portion was the development of a single-family homes. He applied for a variance, it was granted that 3 years ago from the ZBA, and now now he's got an extension, but I think it's gonna be up by sometime next year. So he wants to start moving on it, and his attorney, Mr. Hopkins, has the impression he's further along in approval than what he really is, because that's under the jurisdiction of the planning board, and we have to have a public hearing for the preliminary plot as well as for the final plot, and we haven't had any public hearings at all. So he sent some engineering plans to Jim Hannon, and then the other thing we have going is a developer, Mr. Emily, had applied for some development of the property in the front part of the town on Boston State Road, by the 391, and the proposal's coming in, a couple of different designs and stuff like that. And the planning board, especially the chairman, would feel comfortable if he had some direct benefit before the meeting, from our town engineer in terms of what's being proposed and where we stand in his views, seeker, what the planning board and the town is looking at down the road, which I think is just good advanced planning. So anyway, I know that, Councilman Genzel is in charge of the engineering, and if it's okay with Councilman Genzel and the board, they have him come up for an hour or so and just sit down with the planning board and myself and Sarah, the town planner, and just line up stuff. And I understand that our secretary's not feeling too well, so kind of places more of an emphasis on it, because it's gonna fall back on the board if we don't have Thelma, 100%. So it's okay with the board.
I'm
Yeah, I
fine
think
with,
Jim's gonna move it on everything that's proposed down there.
yeah, I'm fine with Jim coming up with
Last time I
ideas.
saw
Okay,
I think it's a good idea for him to look at, especially
Well,
how
I
the
think so
road
too.
is supposed to go in there
right.
to
Okay.
access that place. And did they get anything back from the state?
For-
Traffic study, what it,
Everly's or
Emerald.
Dana's?
No, Emerald.
Dana's. Dana's is approved.
No, Emerald because of the size of it,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
we
Looks
haven't
wide
heard
enough.
anything back from them yet.
right, no,
I could drive my car.
nothing, no. No water reports, nothing from the, Carroll County Water Authority, nothing from the traffic control, nothing, there's just a proposal in, and I assume what he probably wants to do is go for a rezoning first based upon, preliminary plans. And, what Jim may think, he may require a full environmental study prior to that, so he doesn't know. So
Right.
that's why it's best to have him involved, because when it comes up to the, town board, he's gonna be involved again. So he might as well be in right on the ground level, and that way you won't avoid a 2 or 3 month delay. Years ago, when I was on the planning board, every planning board meeting had the town engineer, the code enforcement, and the building inspector. Those were regular suspects sitting around this table, so that if any question came up in terms of the application, moved right along. But to do that, we only have one gentleman who does the zoning, we only have a, town engineer, we don't have a big firm, and their time is valuable. So the planning board from years ago is a little bit short on that, so that's why sometimes there's a delay, because once the planning board looks at it, then it gets it down to the town engineer. If there's a code violation, or it has to go to ZBA, then it has to go up to them, for approval. So,
And Sean's real good. I mean, I've talked to Sean many times on this, and Sean knows exactly what he wants and where they want to go with the entire project. The issue is the capital expenditure up front. They want to invest a ton of money up front, thinking they're gonna get screwed around by the planning board for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, and invalidate the timeframes on the plans they're gonna submit. They don't want to spend $140,000 on a set of plans, have the planning board screw around with it for 9 months, change one thing, and then have to go back and re-spend another $50,000 or $60,000 to appease them. So that's why they want to find out upfront what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, how it's gonna be approved. I'm going with one big happy package, and bam.
Well, I'm fine with bringing the engineer in, Jeff. I'm fine with bringing him in.
Okay.
I think
Yep.
Jim's a good idea to
Right.
go through everything with him from drainage,
to whatever it takes.
lighting, everything that's gonna
Lighting,
be.
zoning, traffic.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay, no, I'm fine with that,
Okay, that's all I got. And then some stuff in executive session.
okay, all right. Good.
Perfect. Motion you want executive session?
Second. All in favor? Aye. Nays? Going into executive session about?
Oh,